Hello, good morning, welcome. Good morning to everyone joining us here at the Rijksmuseum. Welcome to everyone joining us online. It's a pleasure to be here with you today, once more, being in this moment crafted by designers, for everyone that actually loves design, right? I am Ines, and I'll be your host for today. I am a designer at ING for nearly 6 years, and every time someone asks me, what do you like the most about ING? My answer is really quick, is the design community. And over the years, I've had the opportunity to work with so many different designers, different cultures, different backgrounds, different expertises. And there is so much to learn from each other, so much to share with each other. And if you ask me, that is what DTNS is about. Every year we come together and we hear from great speakers that want to share their stories with us. They want to share their successes, sometimes their failures, their experiences overall, and without holding back. Every year, the speakers take the stage and this challenge to come on stage, sometimes for the first time. I organize DTNS for a few editions now, and this year I'm taking myself the challenge to be here as a host. And if you ask me, so I changed the journaling of the backstage to be here. And if you ask me, it's kind of breaking a personal barrier. And that brings me to the theme of this year's DTNS, breaking barriers. But what do we mean by barriers, right? Well, obviously, there are the personal barriers that we all face every day. But as designers, we usually have to navigate certain barriers while we are working, right? We are used to have our customers looking at our products and services and having some certain challenges that they have to face in order to use them. So these barriers can, it's part of our craftsmanship to identify these barriers and to fix them for our clients. A form is something that is not that hard to make, but a form that is understandable, that is accessible, that is a good experience for all. It's something that we are committing with to deliver every day as designers. But there are other types of barriers that we face while collaborating with others. We never work alone. We work with so many stakeholders, from product owners, developers, other designers. It's so normal for us to work with others. And sometimes there are some invisible barriers that can shape the way we collaborate. These invisible barriers can be cultural, linguistic, organizational. And I find that often I have to navigate these barriers. I am a Portuguese designer based in the Netherlands, working for a global team with people from different countries, delivering services and products in other countries, or helping delivering them in other countries, like Romania or the Philippines, for example. Sometimes when I say it out loud, it can sound a bit complex, and it can be complex. But one thing that I found out is that designers can be great moderators. Thanks to our way of working, our processes, our mindset, we can be the creative force that brings clarity to collaboration so many times. But also, this creative force can be something that can help us dealing with barriers that we face when there are big world events. So 2 years ago, there was a big world event that took us all by surprise. I think you know which one I'm talking about with this GIF. And no one was really ready for what was coming our way, right? I love this GIF because, you know, how hard can it be to do a Zoom call, an interview online? It can be really hard. It can get really messy, really fast. But if no one was ready to face these new barriers, neither were we designers, right? And we shape our way of working. We shape the way we collaborate with others. And while we had to help our clients also deal with this new normal, right? So we had to embrace this barrier, this world event that we could not do nothing about. And we tried to change the way we work, and we try to solve things that maybe perhaps we solve it in a better way than they were before. We were able to bring better solutions than they were before. So for us designers, we need to go through this and many other barriers in our normal lives to be able to create the best experience for our clients. But how do you as a designer thrive for change? How do you as a designer change things that were always in a certain way? How do you challenge your beliefs and frameworks? So I hope today you get to hear from these amazing speakers that we have today with us, and you get inspired to think about these and other barriers and find nice ways to face them and fix them. I also hope that the people here in the room, in the Rijksmuseum, take this opportunity to connect, to meet new designers, and to open up your network. And most importantly, both here and at home, I hope you have fun. And back to what I was saying before, we are at the Rijksmuseum. What an amazing place to be. The Rijksmuseum, for the ones that don't know, mostly at home or online, is a landmark in the Netherlands. It is the house of beautiful artworks from Dutch artists like Rembrandt or Vermeer. And when we had the opportunity to do it, DTNS here this year, we took it right away. Actually, the location for DTNS is really important for us. We try to always choose a place that is creative, that is inspiring, and that gives that designerly feeling that we all enjoy. So, but why a museum? Why does a museum fit our DTNS conference? Well, a museum obviously is a place where you can reflect on the past and look for the future, but it can also be a place where communities come together, like our own today. It can be a place for dialogue, for interaction. But that is only possible if it is accessible to all. So, and the Rijksmuseum has been committed to have the museum accessible to all. They have literally broken barriers for people to have access to artworks every day. So I would like to introduce you to Katelijn Den Kamp. She is the accessibility manager at the Rijksmuseum. I met her last week, and her enthusiasm about her job is really fascinating, and I think really contagious. So I hope you like it, and I'm sure you will like to hear from her. Katelijn, a big applause for her.
Hi, everyone. The Rijksmuseum for everyone. I'll take you to a low-stimulus evening opening. You enter the Rijksmuseum, you come in the atrium, the main hall, the lights are dimmed. There is a quiet room where you can relax after your trip, and there it's totally quiet. The staff whispers, and there are not so many people in the museum. We organize these kinds of evenings for people who are sensitive to stimuli, and for who it is not possible to come during the day because it's too busy. And that evening, I was walking through the museum, and I saw a lady standing in front of the Jewish bride. And when I looked at her, I saw a tear running down her cheek. And then I realized that she has a low, how do you say that? I looked that up. That she is there because stimuli really hit her. So how beautiful is it that we as a museum can take away all the stimuli which are not relevant, so that the stimuli which are relevant can come into her. And there are many people who are sensitive to stimuli, such as people with autism, people with brain damage, people with a chronic illness, and these people don't dare to come during the day. And I spoke to this woman at the end of her visit, and she thanked me for this evening. She said she didn't dare to go to the museum for years, and now she could come finally again, and she had prepared for weeks. I had a fantastic evening, she said. I feel like I belong again. And that made an impression on me, that people prepare for weeks, and that she really has to rest after her visit. And how important is it that we give them that great experience, so that people feel like they belong again. And I think that's what accessibility in a museum is all about. The Rijksmuseum is for everyone. It shows the art and the history, and from the Middle Ages till now of the Netherlands. So it should be open for all Dutch people. It should be accessible for all Dutch people. And I'm the accessibility manager, and I do my very best to ensure that everyone has an equal and independent access to the art and is received in a hospitable way. So these three words, equality, independence, and hospitality, I have always on the back of my head in everything what I do. I give an example of the three of them. Equality, that everybody goes to the same front door. This is the Tekenschool, our educational center, and this is the front door. So we built this nice elevator for people in a wheelchair. Independence, we want everybody to visit the museum if they want independent. So we're working on an app now with AR, with navigation. So this lady said she wanted to go to the night watch, so you can follow it is for people who are with low vision or who are blind, but I think it works well for everybody. And it brings you to the night watch, or with a line, but it also trills or it makes noise. And hospitality, an example, for example, is that we teach all our staff 10 signs, and so we can receive deaf people in a hospitable way. We do a lot in accessibility, and I'm not gonna. I'm just gonna show you a few things. So this is a tour for people who are blind or with a low vision, so you can touch real objects, or you can use all your senses, so you can smell. We do embodiment, so you stand in 10 steps, you are in the position of an image. We have tours for families with children who need extra attention. We have a video tour in Dutch Sign Language, so that deaf people can also do the audio tour what hearing people do. And we have 4 life-sized night watches which travel through the Netherlands to care homes. And they stay there for 3 weeks, and we have a whole program around it. So for people who cannot come to the museum, the most important art piece of the Netherlands comes to them. Now, we do many more, but what I also want to tell you that people with disabilities have always been there, of course, but you don't see that when you walk through the museum rooms. And that's why I hired someone who researches our collection for art made by someone with a disability, or who represents someone, who shows someone with a disability. And she also makes style guides for terminology. So here's an example of a painting of Karel Dujardin. The current title is St. Paul Healing the Cripple at Lystra, and it will be St. Paul Healing the Man Who Can't Walk at Lystra. And so, things are changing. Representation is a very important part of accessibility, and I think that is the meaning of a museum. We show in the art and history how people thought about people with a disability, and a museum gives context, and today we can learn from that. And people with a disability can recognize themselves, and that makes you feel belong again. And that makes the Rijksmuseum really for everyone. And thanks to our main sponsor, ING, who makes this all possible. I'm very happy that you organized this day today, and I wish you a very inspiring day. The last thing I want to say, I wrote a book about this, Rijksmuseum Accessibility Without Limits. So if you're interested in that, I will leave some here you can look into, and you can buy it in a shop or online, or we have a free PDF on our website. So thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Kathleen. I guess accessibility is something that we all care about, and more is part of our process. So thank you so much, Kathleen, for the good examples to show us the good examples that the Rijksmuseum is working on. And I would like to also tell the people in the room, I heard that for some of you it's the first time ever in the Rijksmuseum. So we organize a tour at the end of the agenda of today. So please take the opportunity to see some of the artworks. I heard the second floor has the most beautiful part, so you can want to check it out first. All right, so I would like now to tell you a bit more about the lineup we have prepared for you, but for that I would like to welcome Johan Lemmens, the Global Design Lead at ING. Hello, Johan.
Hi Ines,
Hello.
thanks for having me.
Yes, thank you so much for being here. And a question, what are your expectations for today?
Well, first of all, let me start by saying this is the first time that ING and its partners organize Design the Next Step for designers, to designers, of course. Let me say that this is the first time that I'm here, able to be here in person also. So it's great to see all of you here. So a big welcome to all of you here in this beautiful setting. And of course, also a great welcome to everybody, almost 1,000 people watching online out of 14 countries. And they're not watching by themselves. They're actually, some of them have viewing partners. So also a big welcome to the people watching at the University of Amsterdam and at Adidas.
That's right. Amazing, eh? That so many people are watching. Yeah.
But coming back to your first question, Ines, for me the expectations of today are quite simple. Provide a moment to reconnect with old and with new friends, and provide inspiration and joy to this beautiful community of wonderful craftsmen. So that's basically the baseline expectation.
Nice. I think it's good expectations for today. And the team organized a really great lineup. I'll go through it really fast. I think you all heard about it before. But we will start with Constantine telling us how design can be a force to help us go through challenging times. How, with Lisa and Christopher, we will hear about how sometimes we need to challenge tradition in order to be part of the future. We will hear from Paul about the importance of zooming out as designers and to walk in the shoes of our clients. And then in the afternoon with Diego and Dan, we will hear about language. With Diego, the fact that if we share one language with our stakeholders, that can be the success for many projects. And with Dan, we will hear on how to navigate the world of uncomfortable debate. So, really cool lineup that we have here today.
But what about the breaks, Ines?
And the breaks, good one. I was about to forget. So it's good to for everyone to know that we will have breaks. Around 12 o'clock in Amsterdam, we will go for a nice lunch. But people at home can use that time to stretch legs, also eat, of course, go for a nice walk. And in the afternoon, we will have another break, a little bit shorter, 20 minutes. Really good for a cookie, maybe some coffee. So everybody should be able to join us and also have some breaks in between.
Definitely.
Yes. Thank you so much, Johan.
Thanks, Ines. Have fun.
An applause for Johan. All right, and before I will introduce you to our first talk, some information. We will have always a Q&A with our speakers. I see some people already. I don't want to be in your way for the QR code. We will have some moment for Q&A, and you are welcome to send your questions. You can do it while the speaker is talking, and at the end, we will try to have as many questions possible answered. If you would like to tell us your name, then I can also tell your name with a question. If you want to remain anonymous, that's also fine. Good to know, this screen will come back more times, so I saw some people already did it, but you will be able to set it up also later on. Also, one last thing. If you would like to support us and you have really nice content and nice pictures that you took over the day, please share it on the social networks and use our hashtag so we all can see it and share it with each other.